Hello, everyone. This is Becca from WillowHillDesigns, and welcome, fellow Stitchers, and also welcome to my new subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing. Today I'm showing my finished page for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery for the month of May. This is my book, which I will show after for new subscribers. You can also look back at my past videos to see a little bit more about this journal. But here is my finished page for May, and I did a lot more stitching on this than I planned to do. I wasn't planning on doing quite so much stitching, and I thought I would just quickly, for new subscribers, show the fabrics that I used for my page. I will try to show. My page. And this little bird came from this fabric here. And as you can see, he doesn't, or she doesn't look quite the way this little bird does. I had to use the threads that I have on hand, and since this was my first time stitching a bird, it's a little bit choppy, but it was a learning experience, so hopefully I will get better at that. But this was my inspiration. I love this little bird. Also, my inspiration, because it is a page for May, is because Mother's Day is in May. I wanted to dedicate this to my mom. Her name was Genevieve, and she's in heaven now, but she was a very, very special, talented person, and she was a bird lover. We both loved birds. She loved to bird watch, and she knew so many North American species. We celebrated that love of birds and bird watching, and so I wanted to put the word mother here just to remind me that this was May's page, and that I think of her not just in May, but of course every day. But that's part of my inspiration. But the nest in this, in my page, came from this fabric here. I just cut this part out. The robin's feet were on there, but I cut this part out. And this is a chipping sparrow, and chipping sparrows do have blue speckled eggs, so I left the eggs blue. I thought that would be okay. And the flowers that come down, that cascade down here, all came from this fabric. This is a robin Pandolph fabric that I love. And so I just took the flowers from here to make a sort of a cascading flower around the little sparrow. And this fabric, which I love and have just a little bit left of, this fabric I used for the roses. I took these roses out of here and put them over here near the nest. And I just loved the way that looked. I thought there's a rose bush growing near this nest. And another flower that I added was this, from this fabric. And I love this fabric. It's got pretty dogwood all over it. But this was one of the blossoms that I used. And that is right here. Just make sure that I put that right here. And this is one of the background fabrics, which I love. That's over here and here. And a little gingham. I used a little bit of that. Just little patches of gingham over here, just to add a little something extra. And this little fabric, this is a pinky peach background with little dots. like little speckles that would be on eggs. And this is another fabric that I used that was very pretty. It's a Beatrix powder fabric with just little flowers subtly in the background and some writing, and that was up here. So those were the fabrics that I used. The prompts were, I don't know if I said it, favorite color and beautiful bird. So this is where I went with this page. And for the leaves, I mean, I was really truthfully just going to do an outline stitch on them. And instead I decided to stitch all of the leaves. I must have been crazy when I decided that. But let's see if I can show those. And I used a single thread on these leaves. I wanted that kind of a fine look. And just a straight stitch with those, sort of a satin stitch, and then I went around the leaves with a sort of a burgundy raspberry kind of color around the leaves, which was originally on the fabric. And these little flowers here, the little petunias, I did a buttonhole stitch and some French knots in the center of two different colors, so that, sort of that raspberry red and a peachy pinky color. And same thing here with these leaves, satin stitch. For the nest, on the nest, I couched this thread, all of these threads down, and I kind of mixed the colors for the nest. Let's see, what did I take for the nest? I took, let's see, and I had a gray too. I mixed 4 colors for the nest. No, I mixed 3 colors for the next nest. 3 colors. This is a Caron water lilies, and I thought that was walnut. Oh no, this is Impressions by Caron, and it's sort of a, I don't know, kind of a nutmeg color. So I used 2 strands of this, and I used a strand of this and a strand of this gray, mixed those together, cut 4 strands, and I just couched those down on the nest to just kind of give it a little bit of variation in color to look like maybe twigs that were found. And then I did some straight stitches also on here over the couching to also give that sort of twiggy look. So that was the nest. And then for the tree, I mixed, let me see, I mixed 3 colors also for the tree and just 3 strands. So I used this one. This was Caron's Wildflowers. I mixed that one, which was sort of a pinky brown, and I mixed a gray and also this sort of a brown, another kind of a maybe lighter nutmeg color. So I mixed those 3 colors, and I did a stem stitch for the branch, and trying to sort of make it look textured like a tree branch. And then I did a few straight stitches with the gray to just, again, maybe look like bark, hopefully. And then I did a little vine twining around the branch with a stem stitch and French knots again. These roses, all I did was I did a little satin stitching for the leaves, and then I just did a little kind of a running stitch on the roses to hold those down. And for the bird, oh, and I also added a spider web up here. I just could kind of picture in the sunshine maybe a spider web somewhere in the tree canopy shining in the sun. So I put a little spider web up here too. And I embroidered the word mother down here again because thinking of my mother in May, and also I pictured that this little bird is a mother and she's watching over her little eggs. So I kind of liked that connection, feeling like she's a mother. I know we have all sorts of little birds here making nests everywhere, and I love it. Right out this window, there's actually a honeysuckle vine that's growing up a support, and there's a little nest in there as well. And I also added some music notes because birds are always singing and chirping, and so I thought that was nice to add to the page. So I think that's really, so I guess I should just quickly talk about the bird. I did mostly, it's all one strand of thread, and I tried to kind of match the colors that were on the fabric. Again, I was using the fabric for the shape and for the coloring so that I didn't have to draw anything in. And I don't know if you can see. Yes, so I just tried to blend, and I'm really not that good at it. I watched a few of Trish Burr's videos. She's the master at this, and this is my attempt at doing something like that. So these were the colors closest that I had in my stash to match this little bird's colors, and just added a little white dot in the eye, to show that little glint of light. And for the feet, I did little bullion stitches for the feet. And so that I think does it. That is May's page. And I also did seed stitching around all the background. I don't know why, I just thought I would do that. I thought I would add that. Apparently I couldn't stop stitching. As I said, I really was just going to outline these leaves, and like I did this, and it just kind of, I got carried away. And also on this flower, this little dogwood blossom, I just used one strand. I'm standing on my tippy toes to try to see if I'm in the frame here. I used one strand for this little dogwood flower, just to outline it a little bit with a little bit of the shading, and then some dark, that same raspberry red French knots in the center. So that is my page for May. It is finished, thank goodness. I actually, again, finished early, which surprised me. So that was kind of a nice feeling. So that will go in my book for new subscribers. This is my book for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, and this, of course, will be all attached. There's a little pocket here to put, I'll make some notes about this Journal of Stitchery. And these are my pages, the sampler pages, and the bunny page. This was the first page that I really did, never having done straight stitch before, so I can see things about it that I would have changed, but it's all a learning experience. This was the second one with fancy flowers. This was the third one with butterflies, and this was the little country cottage, and I did add some lace to this little cottage, to the roof. I hadn't done that before, but I just thought that might be sort of cute to add some lace to that. So I did that, and this page now will go here. This will go here, and then there will be another signature here. So, gee, I'm thinking that's a signature that'll be 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh, do I have to do 3 more pages for this to finish this one out? because I think June starts, oh, no, that's right. I think it's July starts Christmas. Okay, so I may have to add 2 more pages after June, but that is my book so far. So that little girl will go right there in and amongst all the other pages that that Rachel and Sarah have so nicely shared with us, all of these wonderful ideas and prompts. I've really been enjoying it. And I just thought I would quickly share. I like to share something that I like to use that helps me with my sewing. As a quilter, I'm always quilting or making project bags. I do a little bit of cross stitching. There's not always time for all of these things that we love to do, but I thought I would share this. This is where I keep my scissors, and it spins, and I just love it. You can tell that I love scissors. I have scissors for every kind of purpose that you could imagine, all different sizes and shapes. I love Karen K. Buckley. I have my beautiful Dovo scissors in here, which I guess Dovo went out of business, which was very sad to hear. And I have Tulip Pink applique scissors, which are really nice, come in handy. But yeah, I have a scissor for everything, and this isn't even all of them. There are some that are missing, but I do have more, and of course I have these, and I have more. But I thought I would share this. This is by School Smart, it's called. I don't know if you can see that. School Smart. My window is sort of reflecting in here. And I did get this on Amazon, and I really love it. And I keep it right by my sewing machine. It spins, and I just take whatever scissors I want for that particular, like really fine points for applique and clipping in curves closely. So I thought I would share that. I don't know if you are like me and have loads and loads of scissors. I also keep my my glue for my sewing machine in a little tube in that little sort of rotary. And it's nice because when after so many hours and I clean my sewing machine, my glue is handy right there too with the scissors. So I hope that you liked this and maybe got some inspiration for your Journal of Stitchery. But we are really getting there. I just find this is really a treasure, all of this. I know my one daughter has already laid claim to these. She loves all the pages so far. And I have twins, so I know I have to make another book. So, my little granddaughters, I have 2 granddaughters and 4 grandsons, so my little granddaughters also love this too. So I just think this is a wonderful treasure. It'll be an heirloom someday. So again, thank you to Rachel and Sarah for all the fun. This has been really fun. So thank you very much for watching, and happy stitching. Bye for now.